heart's moving fast
and your brain's moving slow.
You talk too much.
You never shut up.
I said you talk too much.
Homeboy, you never shut up.
You're the instigator,
The orator of the town.
you're the worst when you converse.
Just a
Big mouth,
clown.
you talk when you're awake.
I heard you talk when you sleep.
Has anyone ever told you
That talk is cheap.
you talk too much?
You never shut up.
I said you talk too much.
Homeboy, you never shut up.
All right, guys, we're out here today. We've got the Garrett Vortex. I thought I was done showing this metal detector, but we're going to deep dive it even further. I've not seen any videos on YouTube talking about this particular subject, and we're going to look at the Vortex in depth over the next few days in its multi-frequency platform in modern trash and the VDI scale. Well, some guys will say, well, Calabash, we don't dig by numbers. Well, I get that. Some of us don't. I, for one, don't dig by numbers either. I'm a relic hunter. But, guys, you got to remember, there is a subset of our hobby, that dig coins and manicured lawns, and they can't just go in there and dig it up like a relic site or a field like we do with a shovel. They have to be particular in what they're digging and have to utilize their machine to dig, chase more higher percentage targets instead of just digging every bit and bob and tearing up the people's yard. They hunt city parks, and this applies there too. And some people just don't want to dig everything. They want a machine and they want to chase silver coins on their weekend off. So yeah, before you say, well, we don't dig by ID, we dig by tone. Well, there are some who dig by ID. I'm not, one that the VDI does not determine a dig or don't dig for me in my relic hunting. Now, have I cherry picked and do I cherry pick? Yeah, I was cherry picking coins the other week in a high trash site. So for those ones interested in which machine performs the best in high modern trash and is able to ID the coins the best, well, then this video is for you. Today we have the Vortex, I have an AT Max, and I have a Deus II WS6 Master. Now, it will be a full remote on the stem, so it has an external speaker so you guys can hear it. That is one disadvantage of this puck, is it does not have an external speaker. Now, you can rig it up with one. You can plug a speaker and buy a speaker off of Amazon and plug it in, and you can actually tether a little, Bluetooth speaker to your metal detector if you so desire. But that is one drawback, and it's not fully submersible underwater. But when you look at the Vortex at $5.99, you add the headphones at $6.99, the WS6 Master is $6.99 to $7.99. You add headphones, so I'm going to say it's going to be $100 and something more than the Vortex. But I'm going to show you something that you get for your $100 more with that metal detector. You got to think about this for a moment. This puck carries the same performance, same exact performance, except external speaker and fully submersible as the Deus II. Same programs, same settings, same everything. So when you have this puck on your stem, you have over $1,000 metal detector performance in this metal detector. And I'm going to show you what high-end detector performance looks like today in modern trash. Now, the Vortex, brand new release. I've not seen anybody really address this subject, so let's get over here and look at it and let me quit talking. And whichever detector that you may want to buy, whether it's a Garrett, a Nocta, a Deus II, this guy right here is the guy to deal with. He will take care of you on any of these detectors, and coming up in the next few days will be a triple score and a Minelab Elite on this same testing scenario, and we'll see where the cheaper detectors come in with the Garrett Vortex and how it stacks up. So today, let's look at this. We've got a pull tab, 2 pieces of foil. We've got in a $50, silver $50. We've got a seated silver dime, and we got a standing Liberty quarter. The Liberty quarter is 83.86 on the Vortex, the dime is 79, and the $50 is 83.86. So let's take a gander at the Vortex. Look at the little setup, just a pull tab, couple pieces of foil, very reasonable if you're hunting a park or yard. They could be a couple of pieces of foil or anything around. Let's see what the multi-frequency does on the Vortex. Let's check it out, guys. So I'm just going to kind of run each detector over the same scenario first. You guys see what the settings is? Nothing out of kilter there, just basic perimeter settings. And we'll keep the sensitivity. We can raise it up just a little bit, about 6. It's not a depth test, so no need to make the machine unstable. It's running really good. So we see a 67 in the meter. 67 in a meter. The coin rings in at 86 to 83 on the machine. 67 in a meter. What do you guys think about that? Well, let's just look at the AT Max. The AT Max, the coin will ring in the 90s on the AT Max. So let's look at it. Let's go down this way first. Let's turn on it. I think the Max wins. What do you guys think? That's my opinion on it. The AT Max beat the Vortex on that coin ID. It went from 83, it reads in the 90s. The Vortex reads 86, dropped to the 60s. Well, but here's the thing. If you change the Vortex over to beach mode or into single frequency, that coin VDI is going to change dramatically over the multi-frequency that they're running currently. So, that's very interesting, but we're not looking at that today. We're looking at Garrett's multi-frequency, their new technology multi-frequency versus the other detectors. Please don't blow my foil away, wind. Please don't blow my foil away. It'll mess up my whole test. You guys see where it's at right there. So if I had to readjust, I will readjust if it blows it away, but you guys see where it's located. We're going to take the Deus II. It's set up in deep high conductor program. I can show you the settings here. 14 kilohertz max frequency. And this is one thing. You can change the frequencies on the Deus II, but look, watch this coin. Let me get that remote over there. And the half comes in the 90s. Let's drop down a few points. But this is what I'm trying to point out to you guys. For $100 more, and don't let me crank this machine up and show you the unmasking capabilities, because this is the best unmasking detector in the world at this time in iron. And when you buy this, you get this in that remote. Same performance. So just keep this in mind. We're talking $100 difference over the Vortex. 100. Somewhere around $100 difference. Let's switch this out. Let me get back to the Vortex. Let's put a dime in the mix. That should toughen it up, right? This dime is 87, I think, on the Deus II. 88, I think, on the AT Max, and 79 on the Vortex. Somewhere around in there. So let's look at it. Let's see what the Vortex likes to call this dime. A 45. Let's turn on it. A 60. Wonder what we're going to do with that with the AT Max. Let's see if the AT Max does better. Let's cut the AT Max on. Let's go down this way. No go. No go. Now, will the WS6 Master ID that dime closer than those detectors? I don't know. That's a pretty tough target in all of that foil. Let's look at this again. Remember what I said. WS6 Master, on average, $100 difference than with Vortex with headphones. Just think about that. Just think about it. Let's look at it. Let's see what we get here. We're waiting on it to pair up. So it pairs up. You hit the external speaker, see it pairing to the wireless coil. External speaker. What does it do on that dime? $59, $60. You see that ID on that dime? So that toughest target, let's see if we can get, so let me hone in on it. Turning on it. Dropped a few points and we've got a high conductive signal on the turn. So you get a signal, you investigate it, which one of these detectors gives you the benefit. And dude, that right there is a very tough test. The Mind Labs, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, the Mind Labs are behind the XP. And I'm gonna tell you another detector that's really good with this, believe it or not, is the triple score with the M3. And you guys will see that in a few days. The triple score with the M3 is devastating because to me it mimics the deep high conductor of the Deus II, and it's able to ignore the foil a lot. So that's pretty good, right? Dime comes in at 87 and it was ringing at 84 with all that crap around it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's look at the quarter. And I think the quarter is a 83 on the Vortex, 83, 86 on the silver quarter. It just depends on coil height. Let's look. All right, turn on it. 65. Eee. Let's look at the AT Max. Let's see what it does. In the silver quarter should be, we'll have to check it on the Deus II. Might be 90 or something like that on the Deus II. 90, 92, 93, something like that. We'll have to check it. 93, I think. Coming this way. Hovering it, turning on it. AT Max beats Vortex on the turn, in my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. Let's look at the Deus II. I think it's 93, right around 93 on the Deus II. Man, this is tough testing now. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is not a tough test for a metal detector to pass. It is. But what does it tell us? What information, just ask yourself as you're watching this video, what information are we gaining here? Well, we're gaining the information of which detector is able to pick out coins out of modern trash with a more accurate VDI for the digger, for the selective digger. You know, and there will be another thing that we will show in the days coming as we're going to just go ahead and dive deep into this Vortex from head to toe, is that you may say, well, I don't use VDI. Well, wait a minute. Your detector has to signal on a target for you to dig it. So that's going to get us into the unmasking realm too versus all of these detectors over the next few days. Let's look at this quarter. Let's turn on it. Let's see what it rings outside of that. You guys just watch the screen. 94. So it tells you that there's a high conductive coin in the middle of all that modern trash. You know, so you guys are going to have to judge for yourself on this, but you just think about that performance in the modern trash. Now, we will be looking at this detector, the Vortex, the AT Max, the Triple Score, the Mind Lab Elite. Over the next few days, we'll be looking at depth. We're going to look at unmasking. We're going to go back to the beach. We're going to shake this 2.05 update down and see where this machine fits at in the lineup today. You guys will have to be the judge for yourself. you're going to see the test. You'll have to judge for yourself the information coming out. But when you look at this little puck, it contains the best, yeah, right, watch this, the best modern trash unmasker VDI on any detector, even over Minelab. I can show it, and I have shown it in the past. This deep high conductor outdoes the Minelab on that particular test right there, and that's the Manicore 2, and the Equinoxes, and the Elite, and this is the best unmasker in the world at this time in iron. And the deepest Minelab, Manicore, and the Deus II are the two deepest detectors on the beach, and they're neck and neck. So when you have this detector on the beach, you have the deepest or the second deepest or the tied for the deepest metal detector in the world on the saltwater beach at this time. Just keep that in mind. For $100 more than a Garrett Vortex with headphones. $100 or so. You guys do the math. Think about what I just said. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Minelab Elite, triple score, will be introduced in some more videos so it doesn't stretch out so far. But thanks for watching. And there's my take on the Garrett Vortex, the WS6 Master, and the Garrett AT Max. Thank you. Merry Christmas.